Students today are facing breathtaking challenges as they move toward post-secondary education and the world of work. Our world today has been described as being globally interconnected, change-dominated, and technology-driven. According to Dan Pink, author of the best-selling book, A Whole New Mind, Moving from the Information Age to the Conceptual Age, the future belongs to a very different kind of person, with a very different kind of mind, creators and empathizers, pattern recognizers, and meaning makers. These people, artists, inventors, designers, storytellers, caregivers, big picture thinkers, will now reap society's richest rewards and share its greatest joys. In the face of the powerful and challenging transformation facing both the United States and global environment, what kind of education should we be providing our students today? What should education look like and feel like in the 21st century? What should teachers do to help students truly learn and achieve in schools today? To address these questions, Alexandria City Public Schools is implementing an ambitious new curriculum in all grade levels and content areas. This new curriculum is designed to answer these two important questions. What should education look and feel like in the 21st century? What should teachers do to help students truly learn and achieve in schools today? To help students become deeply involved in their own learning process, the new ACPS curriculum is designed to help them become inquirers and investigators, rather than passive recipients of lecture-based information. So what will parents and community members be able to see when this new curriculum is implemented this year? In this video, we'll explore this question by visiting a variety of classrooms in which multiple indicators are present. First, when we enter an ACPS classroom, we should see essential questions posted for students to see. These interpretive questions ask students to investigate the big ideas of the content they are studying. We'll see students discussing questions such as how do authors express personal voice in their writing, and how do changes in technology influence the course of history. Second, we'll see students actively engaged in answering these essential questions. In one-on-one, small group, and whole group discussions, we'll see students analyzing, interpreting, and debating these questions. As a result, we'll see more engaged discourse and critical and creative thinking. In addition to essential questions, each lesson will have one or more mastery objectives to help students understand what they are expected to know, do, and understand. As a result, every student should be able to express what they are learning and why they're learning it. In the process, students will have a very clear purpose for learning and see this process as meaningful, personal, and authentic. A fifth and especially important part of the new ACPS curriculum is called balanced assessment. Rather than just tests or quizzes, teachers will use three approaches to monitor student progress. They will use pre-assessment data to determine students' readiness to begin learning. They will use formative assessment data to provide on-the-spot daily feedback to every learner. And they will anchor lessons around a summative transfer task. This transfer task will require students to apply what they are learning to real-world investigations, simulations, scenarios, and problem-solving activities. Rather than just picking the right answers on a test, students will demonstrate how well they can use what they are learning with a level of transfer and independence. After ensuring that students understand the essential questions and mastery objectives for the lesson, teachers will use activator activities to engage student interest and activate prior learning. ACPS teachers will also follow what has been called the 10-to-2 rule. For every 10 minutes of direct instruction, students will engage in some type of interactive task. They will discuss, debate, and apply what they have just learned so that they construct meaning and internalize the curriculum content. We should see active, engaged classrooms in which learners are at the center of their own learning process. Academic vocabulary is an essential part of successful learning. The new ACPS curriculum will ensure that students do more than looking up new words in a dictionary. Instead, they'll be asked to create their own explanations, examples, and illustrations of key lesson and unit vocabulary. They'll also create graphic organizers and other visual representation of key terms. The key goal is for students to internalize lesson vocabulary and make it an automatic part of their thinking and discourse.
El catarro. El catarro. El catarro. Muy bien, vamos a practicar la R.
An especially exciting component of the new ACPS curriculum is its emphasis upon students' use of 5 important college preparation competencies. These competencies have been proven essential for student success in both post-secondary education and the constantly changing world of work. For example, we will see students reading and analyzing complex text in all content areas. From language arts to science classrooms, students will compare text, draw inferences about authors' meaning, and support ideas using textual evidence. We'll also see writing in every content area. ACPS teachers will help students communicate and express themselves through the writing process. Both formal and informal writing assignments will help all students deepen their understanding of content and express themselves using a personal voice in their writing. Rather than just being passive recipients of information, students will collect, analyze, and interpret data from a variety of print and non-print sources. They will be encouraged to be active and effective consumers of information, with the research process becoming an important part of every classroom. Another important college preparation competency involves students thinking like professionals in the field or content they are studying. In a history class, for example, students will be asked to think like an historian, using primary source documents to draw conclusions about patterns and meaning in historical events and eras. Similarly, in a science class, they will become scientists, using scientific inquiry and habits of mind to formulate hypotheses and test them through experimentation. The 5th college competency, speaking and listening, means that in every ACPS classroom we should see our students learning to become effective, active listeners, capable of summarizing and paraphrasing the ideas presented by others. We should also see discussion, discourse, debate, and presentation be a regular part of every content area and grade level. ACPS is striving to make certain that every student experiences what John Saphir, author of The Skillful Teacher, calls a no-secrets classroom. Every student, for example, should be clear about what they are learning and why they are learning it. Every lesson should have a clear and logical sequence. Students will also be able to self-regulate and adjust their learning to achieve lesson mastery objectives and respond with growing fluency to essential questions. Rather than just acquiring new information and skills passively, ACPS students should be actively engaged in learning. The new curriculum encourages instructors to help all learners move toward constructing personal meaning about what they're learning. Perhaps most importantly, the goal of every unit is to have every student demonstrate a capacity for independent transfer of key learning goals. As a result, students should be increasingly capable of demonstrating understanding rather than just knowledge recall learning. We will see each of them be able to explain, interpret, and apply what they are learning to new and unanticipated settings and tasks. They will be able to analyze perspectives and express empathy. Perhaps most importantly, they will demonstrate self-knowledge, monitoring how they are progressing and playing an active role in self-evaluation. To create true 21st century classrooms, the new ACPS curriculum encourages teachers to make use of technology in a variety of creative ways, from social networking opportunities to using technology for tutorials and enrichment. Students will become effective and critical users of technology to enhance their learning process. Finally, every ACPS classroom should reflect an emphasis upon what University of Virginia professor Carol Ann Tomlinson calls differentiation. Teachers will pre-assess students' varying readiness levels, interests, and learner profiles. Based upon this analysis, an individualized approach to learning will be possible, rather than a one-size-fits-all approach. This process is particularly valuable for students who may benefit from acceleration, enrichment, or individualized tutorials to enhance their progress and achievement. During each month, ACPS educators will participate in a different professional development module. Each module will emphasize one of the key elements we've identified in this presentation. The result will be the first stage of an ongoing journey towards excellence for all Alexandria City Public Schools students. Together, key stakeholder groups in ACPS, including the Board of Education, teachers, administrators, central office personnel, and parent and community groups, will collaborate to achieve a key goal of the ACPS strategic plan: to implement an internationally benchmarked 21st century curriculum. Through this process, our students will be truly prepared for the challenges of this exciting and demanding new era, what author Dan Pink calls the conceptual age.